afternoon, all. So we are here to do a few draws for the preliminary rounds of certain competitions within the BFA structure. We were waiting for the chairman of competitions, who should be here shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to start with the Masters Division knockout. So within the Masters League, we have 13 teams registered this year. Devonshire Lions, North Village Rams, St. David's Cricket Club, Wolves Pack, Dockyard Falcons, PAC Raiders, Somerset Extras, St. George's All-Stars, Young Men Social Club, Hamilton Parish Workmen's Club, Prospect United, Southampton Rangers, and St. George's Stallions. And so the preliminary round consists of 5 matches, so 3 teams will actually receive a bye in the first round. So St. George's Stallions, last year's champions. Devonshire Lions, PHC, North Village Rams, Somerset Extras, Dockyard Falcons, St. David's, St. George's All-Stars, Prospect United, Wolves, Young Men Social Club, Southampton Rangers, Hamilton Parish. And just out of thought, I am registered with St. George's Stallions, so I want to ask a member, a few members to come up, perhaps a member of the press, to come up and pull the balls from the cup for this.
Yeah?
Sure.
Southampton Rangers. St. George's Stallions.
I just want to ask a question for the way down in which you're being drawn. How are you doing? Are you doing team versus team? So the first 2 out will play each other?
First 2 out will play each other. The first team is the home team.
The next question I want to ask, you got all these clubs here, why not you guys in the clubs to pick?
Thank you.
It's fine, we good.
It's
It's a neutral fella.
No, hang on a second. I'm just asking a question.
Okay.
You know, why are we here as clubs? What's the point of us being here if we can't participate in the draw?
No, but he said clubs and media.
Hang on a minute. Let me just make my point.
Anyway, you go ahead, man.
Yeah, you picked out 2. I would have thought that if you had picked out 1, you would have invited somebody else to come up.
Sure.
And pick a ball.
When we invite you to come and pick a ball?
Sure.
Normally, the chairman does the entire draw, so surely we can change. Not a problem. St. George's All-Stars. 2. St. George's All-Stars. The idea was to do 2 each, but go on.
So the Rangers and
Hamilton Parish. Let's pick some stingers so far. That's the semi-finals last year, isn't it? Young Man Social Club. You pick another one. See if that. Devonshire Lions. PHC. Prospect United. Someone want to pick up the last two? Yeah. Some said extras. Wolves. So the three teams of Bar, St. David's, Dockyard Falcons, North Village Rams. Alright. So on October 31st at 3 p.m., let's just look at the venues really quickly. Yeah, we're fine.
Saturday is a Young Men's Social Club and PHC could be the same.
No, yeah, we're fine. So Southampton Rangers versus St. George's Stallions at Southampton Oval. St. George's All-Stars versus Hamilton Parish at Wellington Oval. Young Men's Social Club versus Devonshire Lions at PHC. That will be a doubleheader. PHC versus Prospect at PHC. Somerset Extras at Wolves at Somerset. Buys were received by St. David's, Dockyard, and North Village Rams. So we'll move to the Shield preliminary.
We're going to do preliminary and then leave at 4.
So
Just pull out and then put 2 back in.
okay.
That represent Ben all.
Yeah. Somerset Bridge. Crossroads. BAA. St. George's. St. David's. Young Men's Social Club. Paget. Wolves. Island Rangers. Flanagan's. Someone want to come pick the first two? Devonshire Police, Devonshire right? Are you there? Yeah. From the president of the club. Well, show him how it's done. Paget. Island Rangers. Robin Hood, you wanna? St. David's. St. George's. Derby.
So put Island Rangers and St. George's back. You gotta put Island Rangers.
That's the preliminary, right?
Yeah.
So the first two, was it?
Paget. Put Island Rangers back and put St. George's back. And you'll represent the winner all.
Okay. So that was the preliminary round. So we'll do the main draw for the Shield.
And we put 2 balls back, representing the winner of this preliminary.
Somerset Bridge. BA. Somebody you want to come back? Colin. Young Men Social Club. Pick another one, Colin. Wolves. Mr. Chairman, you want to come and pick two? St. George's.
Winner of St. George's and David's.
Yeah. The winner of St. George's, St. David's.
St. David's and George's.
Winner of Island Rangers pageant. That happened last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One more.
Want to pick two more, Mike? Coming back, Willis? You're going to pick one last time.
I'm done.
Yeah. Crossroads of the home team. Versus Flanagan's. Flanagan's Onions. So matchups in the preliminary round: Paget are home against Island Rangers. St. David's are home against St. George's. In the round proper, which is December 13th, Sunday, December 13th, Somerset Bridge versus BAA, Young Men Social Club versus Wolves, the winner of St. George's and St. David's versus the winner of Island Rangers and Paget, then Crossroads versus Flanagan's. Main round, December 13th at 12 p.m. Move to the friendship competition. I asked the chairman to come, and for the in consideration of time, I'll ask him to do the full draw. North Village. Somerset. Devonshire Colts. PHC. Dendytown. Robin Hood. Hamilton Parish. Southampton Rangers. Boulevard. Devonshire Rack. The last shall be first.
Just for clarity, the first two names of the hat will be the preliminary match, and then we'll put that one bowl back so that we can draw for who they will play in the next round. PHC, Zebras. We'll be at home to Dendytown Hornets. That's the preliminary match. One more preliminary, my apologies. Robin Hood Football Club. Somerset Trojans. I will return the Dendytown, which will represent the Dendytown versus PHC, and I'll return the Somerset, which will represent Somerset versus Robin Hood. I could call people forward, but for the sake of time, just go ahead. Okay. Devonshire Recreation Club will host the winner of Dendytown versus PHC Zebras. Devonshire Colts Devonshire Coats will host Hamilton Parish. Boulevard Blazers will be host to the Somerset Somerset Trojans versus Robin Hood winner. Last out of the draw, North Village Rams to host Southampton Rangers. Just to review the draw, in the elimination match for the Friendship, or the elimination matches for the Friendship, PHC Zebras versus the Dendytown Hornets. The second match will see Robin Hood host Somerset Trojans.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Friendship and Shield are usually don't have a Friendship and Shield matches, right? If I'm not mistaken, does Boulevard play a prospect? So you got
Yes.
two first premier teams.
Yes. The question basically being is what will happen, because Boulevard's a home team, and so is Devonshire Coats, and they both use Police Field as their home field. So what we'll have to do is the competitions committee will work that out and get back to you as to how the timings would then work, because it's not even a night venue, so we'll have to work that out. Okay, we'll report back to you, but as is, we'll just read out the draw as it took place. In the quarterfinals, we'll see Devonshire Recreation Club, Devonshire Cougars, face the winner of Dendytown versus PHC Zebras. Devonshire Coats versus Hamilton Parish. Boulevard Blazers versus the winner of Somerset Cricket Club and the Robin Hood. The last quarterfinal will see North Village Rams versus the Southampton Rangers. Yes? So this is the other draw, right? Just read it. Read it. Okay, 1 second.
Sure. So the next agenda item was due to be the Eve drawing of lots. There has been some consultation between the competitions committee and the clubs involved. There are to be a few more conversations to be had, and so we're going to postpone the drawing of lots, perhaps to early next week. We will send out a correspondence to the media within the next day or so to give you timing on that.
Is it true that the clubs wanted more involvement in consultation?
The clubs have had a conversation with the competition committee, and it's well within their rights to do so. They have offered some concern about the drawing of lots, to be put bluntly. The competitions committee have made the decision based on regulations of the local regulations, regional regulations, and international regulations, which speak to circumstances such as this. But we both agree that we will have some more conversations around rationale before actually executing the draw. Okay.
Mike, either way we go, it's going to set precedents. So whatever we do is going to obviously set precedents. So we have to make sure we choose wisely for future events and dates.
Why aren't the matches played? Why can't you just play the match? Why do we go to lots?
That's within the regulations, yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, in group play within tournaments as prestigious as the World Cup, the ultimate tiebreaker is the drawing of lots. And so when you find teams deadlocked, to which head-to-head goal difference does not break the deadlock, the ultimate decider is drawing of lots. We've chosen to stand by that piece of regulation and apply it to this group competition. Question is whether or not we have the flexibility to consider other alternatives. Right now, I believe no, but I'm willing to have another conversation, and then we will come back to you.
But there have been other scenarios singled out, as in Euro 2012. They came up with how they were resolved. One issue was rankings. Another issue was cards and bookings during the tournament. Has that been given any?
Absolutely not. You have to realize and hopefully respect that while the governing body of Europe are full-time persons, we are not, so we don't have that MI readily available. Perhaps we can get as sophisticated as that. Yeah, sure. But I'm thinking, that's worth having a conversation.
I don't like that rankings and bookings, because that's the whole part of the game. The game y'all scores.
Well, they came up with the idea of how they were going to solve it, and that was one of the ways to do it.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps a good idea and something to take a look at. I mean, to think that FIFA, in the last World Cup competition, their regulations stated that the drawing of lots would be the ultimate decider. I mean, makes us think that perhaps we have no reason to alter, our position. I mean, I've been a footballer for many years. I used to be a footballer at least, and you really want to resolve, or you don't want to be eliminated in the boardroom, as the club stated, and fair enough. But there are other things at play here, and because the regulations state that this is the decision to make, we lean towards that decision. But we'll have the conversation.
It's just a matter of being
Are
transparent.
you able to say which clubs out of the three or all three?
We had a conversation with all three clubs, and we will continue to have a conversation with all three clubs.
Were all three opposed?
They're just sitting in the room.
Any club wanna-
I think they're united in their position, and I think they want to see football win, and so we're going to continue to have the conversation.
Any club wish to make a comment?
I think it was that we are united.
That's what I wanted to know. I just wanted to know if all three were together on this. That's all. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Any other questions?
All right, Will Steele, president of Western Star Sports Club. We've just heard that the Bermuda Football Association's competition committee has heard arguments from the clubs regarding the picking of lots. There's a lot of issues on the table, and I know as the president of Western Stars and defending champions, it'd be very hard for you guys to go out with the picking of lots. Your thoughts on how this should be resolved?
On the field. Let's get on the field and play the game. That's how I feel. That's my view. That's the view of my club. The players, the Dandy Town players, have expressed that to me. I've had conversations with the players. I've had conversations with the coaching staff. I've had conversations with the executive. I've had conversations with the fans. I've had conversations with people in the street, and everybody feels that it should be resolved on the field of play. However, we have to understand that the BFA has rules that they are governed by, and that if they feel that what the rules that are in place are adequate enough to resolve the situation, then
Had the issue of picking up lots, which they decided that that's what they were going to do, had that been in the rules prior to the start, is it something you still would feel strongly about or against?
No. I'm going to defer from answering that, but I'll answer it this way and say that I don't really know what was in the rules prior to the start of the tournament. I just know what I have been told, and based on what I have told, it appears that it wasn't. However, the BFA, who are governed under FIFA rules, FIFA has a mandate for how matches should be resolved.
Yes.
And the final thing comes down to the picking of lots, which is what they have, put on the table for us. So, they're well within the rights to go that route,
obviously there's two other teams involved, and you're not speaking on behalf of them, but you guys have had some discussions as well. What have those discussions been like?
Well, let's put it this way. We're all on the same page. We're all on the same page. Well, look at it from this perspective. I mean, how do you leave out any one of the three teams? You know, as I say to people, Robin Hood worked hard to beat Cougars. Cougars worked hard to beat us, and we worked hard to beat Robin Hood. It just, unfortunately, ends up where we all played 2 matches, scored 3 goals, and conceded 3 goals. So you can't even go on a head-to-head thing because everything's the same. You know, so you know, like I said, I think that, you know, they're well within the rights. The BFA is well within the rights to put on the table what they're putting on the table. But all 3 clubs feel that, you know, it should be resolved on the field of play.
And obviously, being the defending champions, as I said earlier, it's even more important that if you're going to lose your title, you lose it on the field.
Well, let me correct you, Earl. We are the 2-time defending champions.
Okay.
All right? We are the 2-time defending champions. We won it year before last. We won it last year. So we are the 2-time defending champions. And yeah, you're right. But at the same time, it's still not fair if one of the other 2 teams are not afforded the opportunity to play in the next round by the drawing of lots. You know, I just think that, you know, it's not fair. Well, when I say it's not fair, what I mean is that in terms of football being played on the field, you know, as far as the rules of FIFA and some of the rules of the association, that's the way to go. But, you know, we just feel that on the field is the better way.
When you're talking to your coaches, is there any concern of extra matches being played? Because the season is a full one, and you have many other competitions coming up.
None at all. No? None at all. You know, the thing is that that's what they said. We would rather play have it resolved on the field of play. So if they want to have it resolved on the field of play, then it means to say they got to play matches. It's only 2 extra matches. You know, 2 extra matches for each of us. Right. You know, it's a situation in which you kind of want to smile at. You know, you kind of smile at and say, wow, you know, who would have thought? But, you know, I'm more than sure that if, and I say this very respectfully to the association, if it's not in the rules and regulation, I can assure you it will be next year, and all the competitions will, you know, be governed accordingly to these same rules and regulations if they're not already there, especially in these things. Like, for instance, in the FA Cup, there are certain rules regarding the FA Cup, replays and penalties and all that, and even some of that I don't particularly like either. But, you know, there are rules there that, and then the other thing is that in the FA Cup and most of the other cup competitions, it's a one-on-one situation.
Right.
You know, this here is a round-robin situation, so, you know, you have to.
This competition, although the name change, has been going on for a number of years. Are you surprised that there was nothing in the rules, because this could have happened many years ago?
You know, I had thought that it happened before, but what had happened was, I remember one time, I think we were coming in to play one of the last games,
right,
and there was the potential
yes,
for it to happen. But I think we either ended up drawing or winning where it avoided, or the score was a lot higher, right, than what they had reckoned it to be. In fact, one of the people that we met with from the BFA, Mr. Burgess, he said that about 4 years ago, there was a potential for this situation to occur. And I think we were involved.
Right. And
we ended up winning 3-2 or some high score. But 1-0 would have created the same scenario. But because the score was 3-2, it allowed A team to be eliminated.
So it looks as if, although it was diverted years ago, nothing was ever put in place to solve it if it did ever happen. That's where we are today.
Okay.
All right. Well, once again, thank you for your time, and congratulations on your cricket team being promoted, winning the league, going undefeated, only losing 1 game the entire year.
And I still feel we could have won that game too. Not having a leader sometimes is critical.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a hard day for the team. You know, Randall was burying his father that day. And, you know, so it was some things that the team, you know, but I think if we would have had our leader, we would have won that game too. I really feel that way. I really feel that way. Your leadership is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah. So, but thank you. Appreciate it.